For the life of me, I've tried. I have content related to AEW for probably a majority of this history of the channel. Shout out to everybody. There will be a Velma Season 2 trailer anticipation video on. And let me tell you something. I have just lost my patience. I seen the clip of Tony Khan distorting and trying to defame the reputation of CM Punk for like the longest time, especially after going out of the company the way he did after the All-In scuffle involving him and Jungle Boy Jack Perry that involved to them having a physical altercation. And that's fine. Grown men have a dispute that Jack Perry was selfishly conducting that involved just disrespecting one of the head guys over in the company, trying to actually build a reputation for AEW, being the biggest draw they had in years. Does that justify CM Punk putting him in a headlock and fucking him up backstage? Understandable. Understandable why this could have pushed over a disciplinary release, but I felt like there was just a bunch of unprofessionals. This as well just made Tony Khan more of an unprofessional, trying to draw over a guy that doesn't even work with you guys anymore. Who's the winner here? You only got 800K. You can barely get the 700K that you can correspond for spending $13 million in Kazuchika Okada. That's going to be in catering the next couple years. Or in the next couple months. Depicting on how many former WWE or New Japan associates or indie darlings that you guys have no idea how to produce television-wise, don't know if they have TV personality, have TV presence. Or you'll just sign the new guy to just overshadow over the new signing you just got. So Tony Khan is just over scapegoating over his own father's money, and there hasn't been foreshadowing press runs that he'll even be renewing his deal over on the Turner Network with 3 televised programs, and you could barely even draw over at least 1.1 million. Prime TNA numbers did more on the Spike TV era than Tony Khan could do with a higher budget, higher roster. I guess a higher revenue stream like the Turner Network, and already what his father's doing, and while his successful brother, CEO of the company, and pressing over high drawing financial factors involving WrestleMania season, while just headlining over one of the biggest shows of the year. AEW doesn't have over that factor than trying to draw from abroad, and still not garnering over the TV revenue or, personal pop culture streaming to even get that number of traction. Because you could be like, oh, you're not giving it a chance. I've given it reviews. I've given it too many chances. I give it too much of my time. Adam Cole was supposed to be that guy. Then Will Ospreay was supposed to be that guy. Now Okada's supposed to be that guy. I think Jay White was supposed to be that guy. Jay White was supposed to be one of those guys. Jeff Hardy, when he was primarily signed over to reunite with the Hardy Boys. Danielson was supposed to be that guy. Hook, that's even getting more traction, is getting pulled, possibly foreshadowed away that there might be a time that he might go over to WWE. Even when they can actually make over homegrown stars that actually garner a presence that make themselves bigger than AEW, they get snatched up like Jade Cargill did. A lady that looks larger than life, wrestles larger than life, is just out of Tony Khan's press release of how he even wants to present his stars, because he has no presentation. The only guy that's given any established feat is Jon Moxley. That's it. That's the only established star that they got. Anybody else is just over the factor and momentum that they got back in 2016. Even Kyle O'Reilly coming back didn't even garner over headlines. No one cares about Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, Malachi Black. Hell, everybody in the House of Black wants to leave. And the best traction that you have to promote your brand is try to scapegoat over a guy that you already left over in bad terms over threats of your own life, and then use the recording of his likeness to try to promote your show when you can barely even promote your wrestlers. Tony Khan it makes Dixie Carter feel like Bill Watts. Like y'all are bugging if you're thinking that in the next 2 years that AEW won't be over in another backwater fight network BS streaming service that's going to be packing $15 a month to watch 20-minute wrestling for the next 2 hours with 15 matches to draw the bare minimum of a WNBA postseason game. You are fucking bugging. I'm sorry. That sounds terrible. But if you guys look, and I have content creators that I've called that AEW will be in trouble in 5 years. 5 years. Probably not out of business, but they would be in a problem just traction wise, because it feels like they're just still cruising over the momentum that they had back in 2019. They're just an alternative, and that's the only fact of the matter. AEW is not even the best entertainment wise. They're not the best collectively. You're gonna work less. That means you're gonna get less traction. That means you're gonna have less time to build over. And one of your guys that's even looking on you doesn't even have the experience as a business as Triple H has had, has being a co-executive, an executive, a booker, and a former wrestler, and has been in every level of being a wrestler, being a top guy, mid-carder, jobber, lackey, and a main eventer. That is the type of thing that Tony Khan now got to deal with, and now with the modern mentality of even getting along with the guys backstage. While certain guys already viewed their frustration as not even having respect for Tony Khan because they think he's an overall mark. Even CM Punk distorted it that way, just calling him a nice guy. And that's it. Didn't say that he had respect. He said he liked him. Like how the girl that you like says that she likes you as her brother. Tony Khan already made himself an embarrassment here. That's it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. How you guys feel about the situation? I'm going to take some Tylenol.